with us after today's exhibition game, Sean Burns. And Sean, how cool of an experience was it to play here at the Barn Williams Arena?
It was one of the best experiences I ever had. Being able to play at the Big Ten level and compete with some of these guys that has a lot of NBA potential and playing at a high level, it was one of the greatest things ever. And we had a lot of support come out, so it was a great time for sure. I'll never forget it.
What's the one thing that you'll take away from tonight's game?
Just knowing that we can compete. I mean, obviously the score wasn't what we wanted, but it just shows that we were able to compete a little bit earlier and just show that we could just stay together and we could just motivate each other throughout the season to just keep going. So I think that's one thing I can take from this team and carry over throughout the season.
And you talk about the talent that the Gophers had, and obviously a couple big dudes out there. Jordan Murphy, an NBA prospect, a guy that was in what was called in the Big Ten, one of the players to watch for, and a first-team all-conference person to look forward to. How was the matchups tonight for you inside? I mean, what was it like to be in the grind in that middle and be stuck in the paint with them all night long?
It was a difference for sure. A lot of banging up, and we kind of do that a lot throughout the Division II conference as well. But just the athleticism of the guys and the speed and the way that they actually tried to get the ball in there and actually have a mismatch in there, obviously with us being undersized. So it was a lot different, and just you couldn't take a play off and had to have a lot of intensity each time. So it was a battle for sure. But I think it gets us ready.
And what's the one thing that you can take away from being in that game there with those guys? Is there anything that you kind of learned from playing one of those guys?
Just not to take a play off and continue to have a high motor just throughout the games. And I think if we continue to do that as the bigs and just all of our guards as well, we can have a lot of success throughout the season.
All right, well, thank you, Sean.
No problem.
With head coach Justin Wieck after today's exhibition match with the Gophers. And Justin, first of all, just how cool is it being able to play in the Barn, or coach in the Barn after playing in the Barn for such a long time and finally coming back?
Yeah, it was a great experience for me, for our staff, for our guys. You don't get a chance to play in here too often. I don't think any of our guys have played a Division I game yet, so it was great for our guys. You could see they were nervous a little bit to start the game, which is to be expected. But I thought we settled in decently in the second half and played a little bit more the way that I'm used to seeing our guys play on a daily basis. So, but it's more about the experience. They can say they played in the Barn, played against a really good team, was really athletic. So we'll take it as a learning experience and move forward as we get ready for our game on the 10th.
And you talk about that speed, and the speed seemed to be a big factor. What adjustments in that second half did you guys do that kind of incorporate some of that as you guys caught up to that game speed?
Number one, I just told everybody to get back. Don't worry about offensive rebounds. Everybody get back. They were impressive in transition, and we were actually in decent spots. But when we're even with them, they're way faster than we are. So we made some adjustments just to kind of scrap the offensive boards a little bit, 1 through 3, get 3 guys back, which we don't usually do. So I thought we did a better job in transition. We took care of the ball. We actually had some pretty good shots in that second half. That we didn't shoot it very well, but we actually moved the ball better in the second half. So overall, I thought we just kind of got settled in, got a chance to reset at halftime. I thought it was a little bit more what I'm expecting from our guys here, for the next 4 or 5 months.
And then obviously you got some new guys in there. How do you guys, with those freshmen, how do you think they responded to in that type of scenario, being in the Barn with the atmosphere and everything, going against some really high caliber players on the outside?
Yeah, I mean, they were fine. I mean, really, all of our guys have never played in a game like this, so you can treat them all like freshmen because it's all their first time. So it took some adjustments. There's some passes you can get away with in practice and in our league that you can't get away with out here. So it's stuff that our guys will learn from, but it's more about the experience. We got to keep getting better on a daily basis. But I think going through this kind of game can expose some things where we can be a little bit sharper. But when we start playing people that are a little bit more like us athletically and physically, we've got some good pieces. So I'm super excited about where our team can go this year, where our program's going. There's a ton of alumni, a ton of fans from the cities. All of our parents were here. So there's a really big group of Bulldog fans here tonight. So really excited about where we're going program-wise. And this is not so much about the final score; it's more about the experience for our guys. So I'm glad they got to do it. None of these guys have played here before, and they can look back. They won't really remember the score too much as they get to be 30, 40 years old, but they'll be able to say that say they played against a Big Ten team here in the Barn. So good night for our program. There's a lot of excitement for us going forward. We're looking forward to getting started here in about a week.
And then one last question. Just kind of going around the arena, taking some photos and everything, and I kept hearing all these great things about Brandon Meyer and how he was getting good first steps and getting good looks. People were really impressed with his game, especially here tonight. 11 points, 9 rebounds. How do you think he played tonight?
He played fine. I mean, it's just like anybody. All these guys are way more athletic than he's used to playing, and bigger. He didn't shoot it very well from 3, but he's a good shooter. So I told him, keep shooting him. He's put in the time. He's a good shooter. He'll shoot much better as the game slows down against more, Division II type style of defenses and players. So he's fine. He played extremely hard. I thought he really took to the challenge of playing harder in the second half, like a lot of our guys did. But so specifically, remember him, a couple offensive rebounds, really playing hard on the glass. So, he's one of our leaders. He's our leading scorer last year, but I think he's been able to transform his game a little bit, playing on the perimeter as well. So he'll be fine. We've got some really good pieces. And just, again, I think we've got a really good group of guys. They want it. They want to work hard. And, we'll get a good 10 days of practice here before we open up next Saturday.
Wonderful. Thank you for your time, Coach.
All right. Thanks, Evan.